I could probably, there we go. I could probably switch the camera just a little bit so that I'm more centered than I was. But also can like lounge in this very straight upright chair. So
My computer chair is so uncomfortable. I keep shopping for a new one, but they are
expensive.
expensive, and I just can't bring myself to buy one yet.
Hmm. I'm thinking about replacing this desk with like an armchair so that I have a little bit more room to move around in when I'm moving around in my room because where my elbow is, that's where my bed ends, right
Oh
here.
yeah.
So like
Yeah.
I can hit the end of my bed.
Yeah.
Um, the thing though that happens there is I lose one of my live show spots.
Mhm.
So, anyways,
Yeah.
um, it's a thought. At some
Yeah.
point, maybe I'll do it, but it is $200 for the chair that I like.
Yep.
So, hey
Yeah, it's
there, how you doing this morning? Thank you for joining us for sprints. Um, all right, it's been about a minute. We can actually talk about important things that Ad is probably done by now.
yeah, hopefully.
Oh, Sarah. Oh my goodness, Sarah, you're up already. Hello. I mean, I don't know why I say it like that, like it's not 11 a.m. In my brain, I've only been up for 2 hours, so it's 9
Mm, that makes
a.m.
sense.
I
Morning.
woke up
How's
like 10 minutes ago.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you woke up and came to join us.
Yeah.
Well, technically, my alarm went off at like 5 something,
Ooh.
but I set like alarms like every hour or so.
Like an
So,
actual
Mm.
alarm or Soren?
alarm. Soren is like, he's out cold.
Yeah.
Just so I can be like, you have to be there at this time, but you have to actually get out of bed.
Mhm.
Oh, that's so funny. Sarah says, been up since 5. The birds would give me hell otherwise. Oh, that's funny. I have my parents watch a lot of homesteading content. Um, for reasons we won't get into. But like there are some people that I'm like, you guys are really cool. My parents are but they want to do this for the wrong reasons. But he was watching somebody build a chicken coop to surprise his wife with a chicken coop because she was like, I don't want chickens. But he's like, if I do the coop and I have the little baby chickens, she won't be able to say no, which she wasn't. But he programmed it because he was starting off with babies. He's like, so like it has an automatic door on it that will raise automatically. That makes sense. But it's controlled by an app. And he was like, yeah, it's default set for sunrise, but I don't want that. So I'm setting it for 8 a.m. So we are in darkness until 8. I'm just like, I don't know that I would trust something like that with my animals. Do you know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah.
Like I understand the convenience of having these like locks and things that are attached to apps. But
Mhm.
if you don't have a backup for when they fail,
No,
like
you have to check on you have to check on the animals, at your own time. You have to actually go out there and check on them because they
Mhm.
are smart
Mhm.
and they will
yeah.
get out.
Mhm.
So anyways, it's one of those things that I was just watching that and I was like, but does that have like a fail safe if the mechanism breaks, if the battery runs out,
Yeah.
whatever? Yeah. Which I mean, I don't think they weren't involved. I think it was just a like it's a time saving thing for them or whatever. I don't know. I can see how it could be useful
Mhm.
if you've got a whole bunch of animals and like you want to make sure they are all getting out at the same time and you have others that maybe need to be seen first, but at the same time I'm just like, I wouldn't again trust something living to be let out by an automatic door.
Yeah.
Good morning, RK.
I feel like I'd have to see the door from my house and be able to check that it's
Yeah.
opening. Like
And
it's not.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like because like you've got to go out and feed them anyways.
Mhm.
Maybe
But
you should tell them to put a ring light on it.
um like I get the appeal of having chickens that don't realize it's daylight until 8 a.m.
Mhm.
Sarah has a point. Sarah works with rescues, so we probably need
Mm.
a lot of.
Mhm.
All right. So good morning, good morning, good morning. How are we this morning?
Good. Good.
Awake?
Oh, some days that is the best thing we can be.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, and real quick, since I think you guys are not on my channel nearly as often as some other people, so you're not allowed to give me a hard time for it. But do you want to introduce your channels or yourselves or whatever you want to say about yourself at the very beginning of this that you want people to know?
Sure. Okay. My channel is Keep Calm with Books and Coffee, and I mostly talk about fantasy or anything really with magic books in it. And I do videos like that. Sometimes I talk about other things like video games or comics or stuff like that, but it's mainly magic focused.
Nice. I am I read a lot more than fantasy, but my favorite genre is fantasy.
Yeah.
So anyways, hold on. I'm trying to find where you retweeted there it is, to let people know that we are live.
Oh, I still have to do that. I woke up and I was like, okay, just go to the link.
You are here. That is the most I will ever ask of you. That is the most I ever ask of you.
Everything else is just extra.
If you would like to retweet it, that's just a bonus for me.
I just did.
I love you.
I love you too.
So, anyways, Thor, would you like to tell us a little bit about what your channel is about?
Yes. Hi. I'm Thor Wants Another Letter. I read romance, indigenous literature, middle grade YA contemporaries, and then I also like to bullet journal, and I like pens a lot.
You do. Someday I want to actually see your pen collection in person.
It is quite an it really is addicting, and it's not even the end yet.
Of course not. Why would it be? Oh gosh. Sorry, my nose is doing its thing that it does in the morning, which is make my life miserable.
Oh yeah, I get the congestion more so in the summer because the allergies are in full swing then.
I think it's less to have well, I mean, I think it does have to do with my allergies. I've always had postnasal drip since I was a kid because I have allergies. But I have inherited a trait from my father, which is I don't know if it's it stockpiles stuff overnight, but the minute I drink anything liquid, I have anything liquid, my nose goes, yes, let us clear everything out. Gotta flush it. And I'm just like,
please, can we not? I feel bad. For you.
Yeah.
I just want to drink some water.
I was thirsty, okay? But I promise I'm not sick. I just am. Anyways, so what are we all up to this morning? I will go first since I am putting you guys on the spot. I have two books I'm going to be working on. I've got The Wife Upstairs by Rachel Hawkins. I'm very close to the end on both of these, so I would like to finish them. And I have laundry to fold and bullet journal stuff to do. So I'm going to listen to this while I do that, and get my bullet journal as far as I can without my adhesive, which I have misplaced. I don't know where it is. I have one of those Tombow adhesive rollers, and it is gone. Anyways, and then I'm also going to try and finish How High We Go in the Dark by Sequoia Nagamatsu. I'm almost at the end of this as well. It's this is going to be one that's popular with the lit fic and short story girlies. So, anyways, cool. How about y'all?
I'm bullet journaling as well for February, and I'm slowly filming it because I don't have an overhead tripod yet. So
I just got on Etsy yesterday because I got paid yesterday, and I was like, you know what? I should probably start looking for the stickers for next month's theme instead of ordering them 3 days before the end of the month. So
sometimes that's how it goes.
The frustrating thing is that when I am searching, those are so
I have a stockpile of stuff.
I recognize the little ones. We got those at Michael's.
Yes, we did.
I still have mine.
I've only used a few. I haven't used all of them.
Those are cute.
Those might actually be good. So apparently the thing about when you are searching for stickers for Taylor Swift albums, when you're searching for a specific album, you're going to get stickers for every other every single other album that she's done except the one that you want. And then when you go to search the next album, that's when it'll be like, oh, here are all of these stickers that are for whatever you're looking for.
You just have to be smarter than Etsy.
I know. I'm
Like
just
the
like
algorithm.
as I've been coming across like Speak Now ones, because Speak Now was so hard to find when I was looking for it in like September or October, I think is when I was thinking about doing it. I'm favoriting them now.
Mm-hmm.
So
Did you also try like what? Redbubble?
Redbubble. I do Redbubble for the sticker that goes on the front of my bullet journal.
Mm.
But they don't tend to have like scrapbooky stickers.
Yeah.
I may be searching for an organizer for all of my bullet journal supplies this weekend, Sarah.
One day I'm gonna get one of those big ones with the little shelves, and it's gonna look so good. But for now, everything's in clear plastic containers, so I know what I have.
Yeah. I kind of just want to get something that can slide under my bed right now because I have so much space under my bed. And a lot of it is stuff I don't need constant access to. I only need access to it once a month, and I pull out what I want and I put the rest away. So anyways, what are you up to today, Julie?
I have so many books started. I DNF'd 2 books and finished 1 book to start the year. And now I've started all the books thinking I can read them all. So I'm currently reading When Women Were Dragons and White Hot by Alana Andrews. So I'm kind of switching back and forth and working on bullet journal stuff while I do that. So a little bit of everything.
Okay. That's nice. How are you feeling about either of those?
This is the second book in a series, so I'm enjoying that, jumping back into that.
That is giving me, like, the cover at least is giving me like this was designed by the same person that did the Harry Dresden books vibes.
Oh, possibly. It does kind of look like those.
It's very. I still have not forgiven Jim Butcher, but anyways,
I don't talk about. I was warned off that series, and I never even tried it.
Here is the thing: he may salvage it because we're like 4 books in. So like I really like the series as a whole, but he did something in one of his more recent books that like I'll just come out. He killed off my favorite character. Now there is a possibility that we've got 4 books left in the series. Chances are he has plans to bring this character back. And I suspect like if he did, it would be in a way that would make them immortal or at least more long-lived in a way that like Harry is also long-lived. So I'd be okay with that, but I'm waiting to see if he does it before I invest any. Like my brother was reading that book and he knows how I feel about it when my favorite characters get killed off. And he literally, I texted him out that I was starting it and he literally was like, Margaret, let me finish this before you don't go any further.
That is so sweet.
Yeah. He got yelled at me for not warning me about that one time and he has taken that lesson.
He has learned that lesson far too well.
Sarah says, go to the hardware store. You can find it ridiculously cheaper than other craft/retail store.
That is true.
Maybe I will see what I can get on Lowe's.com and pick up.
That's an idea.
Yeah, hardware stores. There's some very like niche storage, and you're like, oh my god, this fits blah blah blah.
Yeah,
but
I was actually probably going to Target, but yeah, I would really like you know how they have those tackle boxes. I would like one that's the size of those under the bed bins.
It might exist.
You pull it out, and there are so many drawers on hinges.
I think there are some flat ones at least.
There probably are. I just have to find it. And then RK says, I am currently washing dishes. Then I will either read the trellis or edit a video.
Yay for washing dishes.
What are videos?
What's editing?
Who does that? Not me. Okay, hold on. I'm going to pop the... Okay, I am human Discord. Thank you. Oh, it didn't like my login information. Okay, well, in that case, we'll just deal with it. Okay, shall we start a sprint? All right. Let me go ahead. I'm going to share the screen. I'm going to pop ahead 10 seconds. Nope, I'm not. Why are you doing this? 5. Oh, I know why this is doing this. I'm glad we checked this, because what's going to happen is it's on 1.5 times speed.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, we would have been very confused. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. If I were a professional, I would have figured this out before now, but I'm not a professional. So we're going to full screen it. And 3, 2, 1, mute your mics. Welcome back.
Hello, hello.
Did I read anything that sprint? I think I read like 2 pages. And then I got distracted talking about what's going on with Dungeons and Dragons with some friends. So, anyways, how did y'all do?
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead.
Okay. I put a load of wash in the dryer. I got some bullet journal stuff done. And I read about half a chapter of my book.
Yeah, I read I think 4 whole pages.
Sometimes
And that's
it's
still
always
4 more
exciting.
pages than before.
Yep. I did get my trash from the trash can into a trash bag so I can take it downstairs though.
That's good.
So there are just a lot of people online that are very ignorant as to like when you have a contract with someone, what you are allowed to say.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, anyways.
I'm confused. Did I miss something?
So Wizards of the Coast is trying to change the license that they currently have for Dungeons and Dragons. And people are really mad that Critical Role only just now put out a statement and they're not speaking out against it as strongly as they would like. And I'm like, well, number one, as big as they are, going up against Wizards of the Coast with the contracts they have, that statement had to go through a lawyer several times.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I understand you want them to like just shoot something off right off the cuff, but that is not always that's just not the smart way to do it.
That is not business savvy at all.
It's not. Well, number one, it's not business savvy, and it is not like it's not personally smart. You like taking time to step back and reflect and think about what you're saying is a good thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like anyway,
because you could be like bulldozing like possible connections with other vendors.
You could be bulldozing possible connections with other people. You could have gotten the facts wrong.
Yeah, you need to have your facts right.
You need to make sure you have your facts straight. You need to make sure that you are not that you're like that you are not contributing to a problem. And then obviously, like I guarantee you their contract with, because I have this with the insurance companies that I work with. I guarantee you their contract with Wizards of the Coast has a clause in there that they are not allowed to speak negatively about Wizards of the Coast. Because you'll notice, like that statement doesn't mention Wizards at all. It says we support the gaming community. This is why we have started our own press. You know, we stand with the gaming community. They don't mention anything about Dungeons and Dragons.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing is they have like the level of operation they have employees they have to consider. And like they're not a big enough business that they could take the hit of like Wizards of the Coast suing them and like not have that affect their employees. So if they're going to do something that's going to affect them on that level, I get them wanting to like, number one, you should exhaust all other options because you got to protect your employees and yourself. And your employees need to be on board.
Yeah, because there's repercussions to everything, especially when you're a bigger brand.
Yeah,
and also like
brand.
They have to put out a statement that is like general enough to cover what everybody is saying. Like it's speaking for multiple people.
Yeah. And like it's one of those things that like Wizards of the Coast, if they were in this position, could take the hit. You know, because people keep contrasting it to the Pixar situation where the employees wrote an open letter. I was like, number one, there's no one named in that open letter. So like maybe that, you know, obviously they can go through their employment records, but they are much more like if Disney had fired those people, they would have been much more at risk of a lawsuit from their employees because no one's named in that letter. And they were employees risking their own livelihoods only. They were not risking an entire company. So anyways, like there are things we do at my job with the healthcare industry, things that I'm like, I think that this is not morally wrong, but I don't think that this is serving the community in the way you want to. But we also have to consider we work in mental health. And so if someone commits suicide, they're going to come after every single person who treated that person or someone overdoses. So there are liability considerations that our office has to say, this is a level that we are not covered for when it comes to liability. And that sucks. That's stupid. It's a stupid way to do healthcare. We work in a capitalist system. Anyway, sorry, that was a rant.
No, I loved it. I love hearing people talk about that kind of thing because I'm like, yeah, exactly.
It's not like Wizards of the Coast was actively discriminating against their LGBT employees, which is what was happening at Pixar. It's not like this is a disagreement over copyright law, which is outdated in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, the level of moral between the Pixar situation and what's going on with Dungeons and Dragons, they are not the same moral level. They are similar situations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always hate those comments where they're like, "Oh, well, they should have said something." It's like, bro, like,
no one owes you their activism. It's nice to know what people stand for, but no one owes you their activism. That's why when like people are like, "Oh, well, such and such celebrity doesn't actively vocally support this thing," I'm like, are they like, you don't know what they're doing behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. So anyways, hello. Let's see. Thor, did you get anything done? Speaking of, I'm sorry, I think I just talked right over you.
No, I don't think I started. I didn't start talking and then you talked over me, so it's all good.
I think I skipped you though. Like, we talked about what Julie did and then boom.
It's totally okay. We're doing some sticker bombing on the reading portion.
Oh,
nice. I like.
It's a Valentine's theme, but like cute.
Fun. Oh yeah, February is Valentine's Day. I guess like really leaning into love story next month would work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so RK says I did get dishes done. And then their husband came out and talked about a book that he has finished recently and asked them to read it. Oh, that's cute. I like that's the kind of relationship I want with my spouse, where like we can be swapping books or reading them at the same time. Because I'm someone who I like reading books with people, especially when we're reading the same book, or it's somebody that like, because like you'll know, Thor knows. When I'm reading a book that someone has recommended to me, they get all of the details. Like they get all of my reactions. And
like us reading the heart principle together.
Yeah.
Emotions.
And also like I've calmed down. I know Cal talks about the wall of text, but I have calmed down since I was a teenager. Although when I was a teenager, I was texting my crush. So that also played into some of it.
Wow, you straight up were texting your crush?
Yes.
Wow.
We were friends. So we already texted on we already texted.
Okay.
So like, because we would be going to the movies with friends and all, because we were part of a big friend group. Okay. So we already had, so I just would text him about the book. Like I couldn't text him about my feelings, but I would text him about the book. Mm-hmm. And then he got a girlfriend and I stopped.
Sad.
See, Sarah went to check on the animals, listened to 7% of my audiobook, and got 7 reviews wrote down in the bullet journal. Nice. Hello, Nadine. Thank you for joining us. Oh my God, this is the one thing about like using this computer is it is so slow, but it's nice to have a dedicated computer for streaming. Hello. Nadine is currently reading The Adventures of Captain Hatteras. It's an adventure novel by Jules Verne. Nice. Brianna has also gotten notes from me. Brianna has joined us in the chat. I remember getting voice notes while I was camping one summer, so I got them several days later. Yeah.
I love how technology has evolved to voice notes.
Yeah. Well, here is the thing. If I wasn't worried about spoilers for some of this stuff, I would just put it out on my Twitter timeline. But I'm worried about spoilers. Mm-hmm. Oop. And Fantasy and Fiction has joined us. Hello. Continuing my read of Eye of the World from last night. I have 90 pages left. Well, you've got a sprint starting now. So let me get this up. Mute your mics, guys.
Hi.
Maybe if it's muted. Hi. How are y'all? Okay. I did actually get some reading done, and most of my laundry is folded. So I'm very proud of myself right now.
Nice.
Also, there was just, like, if you go back, like, 2 minutes, there was just a major twist. And I knew it. Like, I'm like, there is no reason to have this point of view unless there is something that's going to happen with it. So.
Nice.
It's. Whew, ha! Interesting. So, how did y'all do?
Good. I listened to another chapter and I did some crochet. So
Nice. I need to do some of that. Did I? No, I did not. How'd you do?
I didn't really do anything.
You know, it's a Saturday. Sometimes that's what you do on Saturdays.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, how did everyone else do? Hello, we had a couple of people join us. Allie is here, just joined, finishing my hot cocoa and reading Lost in the Moment and Found, hoping to finish it in this sprint or the next one. Did you finish? Tell us. Rachel has joined. Hello, Rachel. And then let's see. Nadim is The Adventures of Captain Hatteras by Jules Verne. Started in an absurd way, but it's slowly taking pace. So far, I'm liking it. Yeah. I remember reading, I think I read 20,000 Leagues Down Under the Sea, and I might have read something else by him. But like 20,000 Leagues, I do not recommend starting with because it is a lot of technical shit.
I don't think I've read anything by him.
No, we had to read it for the lit class my mom did. She had us read like the Iliad. She had us read Pride and Prejudice. And my favorite moment from that class was all of the boys being grossed out by like somebody getting like all of the gore in the Iliad, and I'm just like, nah, it's fine.
This is nothing.
The only one that bugged me is somebody gets a spear through his foot, and I'm just like,
What?
One of the people gets a spear through his foot, and the things that I can handle most blood and gore, but if you get noses involved, like things going up people's noses, or you're messing with their feet, I'm like, ooh, no, thanks, bye. I need
That's
to
a no-no.
Oh, yeah. And eyes are another one.
Eyes are the big one for me.
So, Mallory has joined us. Hello, Mallory, and is starting When Women Were Dragons on the next sprint. Nice, nice. Sarah is 11% further into her audiobook, and the journal is all caught up. Moving on to updating my readathon calendar for the blog. Nice. Let me see. Okay. I think that's all of the new comments. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, no, I've got a few more. It just loaded. Let's see. Fantasy and fiction got 30 pages done. Nice. I don't even know how many pages I got done, honestly. 39. That's not bad. That is not bad.
That's good.
Brianna posted on Pango and listened to 5% of Chain of Gold. It has the potential to be my favorite Cassandra Clare series, and Infernal Devices has been my favorite for years at this point. So, let's see. RK edited their vlog and just picked up manga instead. I have a whole stack of manga that I need to get to before it has to go back to the library. And then Bree is working on her spreadsheet some more, making charts down. Nice, nice. And let's see. Max, I hope you're feeling good, better. Max got surgery yesterday, so I'm tired and a little sore, so I might be sleeping a lot for the next few days. That would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, and here we go. Allie Allie did not finish their book. I'm on page 137 of 146.
Close.
No. Almost there. If you wanted to mute us, I wouldn't be offended, so you could finish.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? We finished last night, and like Sarah was on, like, had 2 pages left, and we're just like, we'll just talk about nothing for 2 minutes while you finish.
Yeah.
So, How are you feeling about what y'all reading right now? Oops.
Good. I like this series and I like Alana Andrews a lot. So
Yeah.
I love
I've
their
been
books.
meaning to try some of her stuff because I have friends that have liked her as well.
Mhm.
So
Their world building is just so good. It's just so fun.
nice. If I were to start, I don't know why you do this. If I were to start, where would be a good place to start with her? Is it like, because I think she has several series, doesn't she?
Yes. I would say I think you might like the Clean Sweep series. It's a series of novellas,
Okay.
and the like crossover with science fiction and fantasy in that series is really interesting, and the
Okay.
romance pieces are fun.
Oh, it's a husband-wife duo. I like that.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
cute. I'll have to look her up and see about that because like I'm trying to kind of get a grasp on adult fantasy.
Mhm.
Let's see. Allie is enjoying their book, and when they're finished, they will jump back into Bloodmarked. That was Bloodmarked was so just I loved it. It wasn't. I don't think it was quite as tightly written as Legendborn was, but I still loved it. Like the feelings it gave me overcame any like problems with the pacing possibly. So anyway.
I need to reread Legendborn before I jump into Bloodmark. I read like
Legendborn.
I think I read in like 2 days to finish it in time for it to go back to the library, and I remember nothing.
I had meant to reread Legendborn before Bloodmarked came out, but I just didn't have the time to. And I was like, but I want to read it now, so I'm going to read it now. The thing is I forgot like entire events that happened at the end because I remembered up to the moment with the sword, and then apparently there was a whole because I'm like, wait, why was this person kidnapped? Did we know that he was kidnapped?
I don't remember what happened to who, and that is like I remember things happening, but I don't remember what happened to who, which is kind of important.
I remember what happened to Bree and to Cell, and I know a couple people died, and that is as much as I cared about.
I haven't read it yet.
So. I'm specifically like being vague as possible.
I never get it, but you know, I try not to get attached to anybody because I just know because I'm like as soon as I even get remotely attached, they're gonna die or something bad's gonna happen. Or this happens so much in movies, which is why 9 times out of 10 I'll look up the end because I'm like, well, this person's gonna die, and Calvin's like, you're not allowed to look it up. You don't even look at your phone.
That's funny. I am generally okay with like bad things happening to the characters. That's fine as long as you give me like a happy or like a satisfying ending with them and they're alive at the end and headed towards happiness. I am fine, but if you take the main character and you kill them off, I'm just like, no. It's one of the cardinal author sins. So let's see. Allie was late to the party reading Legendborn. I read it in December for the first time. Nice. It's really good. I think like you can tell she spent a long time working on it. So like, and I know it's not perfect, but I loved it. It was so good.
I loved it.
It was good. I also had a special place in my heart because it was like the first Avengers group book and the only one we all liked.
Aw.
So
aside from Firekeeper's Daughter, I think.
Oh yeah, I think yes, that, and I think we all liked Ace of Spades. That's possible too. So because I don't think there were very many that we were all like, yes, this is the best. Like some of us were like, yeah, it was okay, I enjoyed it. We didn't have a lot that were like, oh my god, this was a terrible book.
Rise of the Red Hand.
Yeah, that one we were all like, this one needed one more edit.
Yeah, I was like, I actually tried that time.
Yeah, that one is one that I'm like, I am interested in seeing I want to get my hands on the sequel and see how that goes, because I liked some of the world building and I liked some of the conversations that were taking place in the story. But I just didn't think like there were plot elements. I was like, this is shaky as hell. So I'm gonna see how the second book goes, and then if I don't like the second book, it goes away. But all right, let us go to another sprint. Oh goodness, 3, 2, 1. Mute your mics. And we're back. Oop, we lost RK. Bye, RK. So how did everyone else do?
Pretty good.
Margaret, asking me to do things is too much. I'm just here vibing. I finished my book. It was interesting. I'll end with this. I liked her take on Jane Eyre. I prefer the way the original ends, though.
Okay.
I can see that.
Interesting.
Anyways, how did y'all do?
Good. I got another chapter, and these chapters are kind of long, even on audio, and did some more crochet.
Nice. I just started because I finished a book, so I get to add another 2 rows to my genre blanket.
Ooh.
Awesome.
That's honestly been the most frustrating part about not finishing books right now, like only having finished 1 book by now, because I was like, I want to use more colors. I want to go more. So,
but that's a motivator too.
Yeah, it is why I finished the books today. So, let's see. Nadim says, oh, cool. Nadim is telling us a little bit more about the adventures of Captain Hatteras. It's based on the discovery of the North Pole. Jules Verne wrote the novel before the North Pole was discovered. Interesting. And then Nadim says, Jules Verne's writing has always fascinated me. I sometimes wonder how a person could write a book on the facts of modern science at that time. I mean, there are people who are able to theorize that things can happen. So he just may have been someone who was like that and just wasn't in science. But it is fascinating how many things he was like, yeah, this is going to happen. And it did.
It did, yeah.
So, I mean, we still haven't gotten a time machine yet because...
have you ever heard about some of the people that have like predicted stuff about the world? Like, that scares the shit out of me because I did watch this one and I was like immediately scarred. I'm like, nope, I don't want to know. I don't know.
Well, like, what is it? The Simpsons, just looking at there are certain things you can look at in trends and kind of know, well, based on what has happened historically, there is a chance that this could happen.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I remember Simpsons was on a roll last year.
Yeah, a scary roll.
So, like, it's just one of those things that it's like there are like somebody said, and I can't remember who it was, that history doesn't repeat itself; it rhymes. And I think that is a very accurate way to talk about history.
That's a very good way to put it. Yeah.
Okay, so Mallory is 55 pages into When Women Were Dragons. It is interesting, according to them. Not in a bad way, but like Mallory's not sure how they feel about it. I get that. Like, I feel like that's me with a lot of books at the beginning. So
that is also me with this specific book.
I feel like there is a certain level, and it just depends on the book and the genre, but there's a certain amount of book where you're sitting there going, okay, what is, like, you're so busy figuring out like what's going on and who the characters are that you can't really process like how you feel about it. So, why am I getting a buzz? Oh, it's the weather. Let's see. So yeah. So anyways, this means I can move on to the final thriller that I'm reading for this vlog. Yay!
Nice.
I'll probably have to listen because I'm going to go down and fix breakfast. Probably have to go down or pull up Chain of Gold as my audiobook when we're done here. But anyways, is Alona Andrews the one that did like the fairy tale series? Is that them? There was like it's like a retelling of the fairy tales. One of the books, like book 4, is about the fairy godmother. I might be thinking of an Alana.
I don't think it's them. I'm not sure. They have I don't think it's them.
I'll have to see because I know like my friends really like an author that has a similar name.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll have to check that out. Anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, this
I
is
can't think of any of their series that would be based on
yeah.
fairy tales.
Trying to figure out which one is the front and which one is the back. Very good question. I feel like this should be the front. But then it's not doing what I'm expecting it to do for the front. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I haven't really done much with single crochets yet, so maybe I am. Oh, speaking of which, this should be a half double. Damn it. Having to undo an entire row of, not entire row, 20 stitches. This is normal.
I don't know how you do that.
Just undo the stitches.
Yeah.
Well, the other option is my work being fucked up. So
Yeah.
I would rather
Yeah.
undo the stitches now and have it come out correctly later than have to deal with it not doing what I want. I'm also very used to ripping out stitches because I used to sew. And like,
Yeah, that is.
if you are not good ripping out stitches, you should not sew.
No, don't at all. Don't even attempt. Yeah, because I was just like, it's something. That's something else.
Yeah, you're going to spend most of your time looking at your work and going, well, I fucked this up,
Mhm.
and ripping things out.
I
So,
made Soren a pillowcase
yeah,
once. I never saw that pillowcase ever again.
that's funny.
I don't know what happened to it. I think my mom destroyed, like, threw it away.
Nice.
At least with crochet, you don't actually have to usually cut anything. You can kind of just back it out.
Yeah, there is that is correct. Okay, there we go. Now this is doing what I am expecting it to do. Let's see. Allie says they finished their book. I don't remember what book this was. Let's see. Hold on. I can find this.
It was
Reading
fun.
Lost in the Moment and Found. Okay, cool. Mallory says crochet is very easy to unravel without fucking up the project. It is. It really is. I've also the blanket. You can barely see it. It's right there behind the trash can. That's actually my second attempt at that blanket, and I probably have ripped out every single stitch that I have put in there at least once. Like for every stitch you see in that blanket, there is one that was taken out because I did something wrong. So, and I don't quite have the skill to fix it
Mhm.
without taking all of the stitches out. So, nice. Oh, Allie is going to put in a load of laundry. That is relatable. I have a pile of laundry that needs to get sorted out a little bit because I think there's more laundry than will fit in the washer right now.
Mm.
But we have a 3-day weekend, so I don't have to worry about that today necessarily.
Yay.
So, oh,
Oh, yeah.
I don't particularly care about 3-day weekends, and like most. I mean, this one is actually, I guess, probably like actually culturally important. But some of the other ones, I'm just like, you know what? I'm just happy to have a day off. I don't really like. I don't need to be involved in the celebrations.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
Yeah.
but it's nice. that
It
we
is
finally-
nice.
They finally made it a federal holiday.
Mhm.
So, anyways, what are you working on for the crochet, Julie?
This I'm actually learning to crochet.
Oh, nice.
So, I just have a blanket that I'm making with a leftover. This was like the end of a spool of yarn, and now
Yeah.
I've just started another one to make like a lap blanket type thing. So it's
Oh,
not
that's
huge,
cute.
but I like the colors.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
Thank you.
This would be going much better if I could remember which fucking stitch I'm supposed to be using. I'm currently going back and forth between like half doubles and singles.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, I keep trying to do a single, but I'm supposed to be doing a half double because this was an adult book. An adult book.
Oh, so you're doing colors and stitches differently.
I am doing colors. So the yellow is the genre, which is thriller. The like neutral color is the format, and then the stitch says what genre it is or what
Oh.
what shut up, I'm talking. The Stitch says what like age range it is. So I'm gonna do like adult, YA, and then middle grade. Because I
Oh,
don't
that's cool.
typically read a lot of children's books, so that's fine. But yeah. All right. Shall we do one more sprint?
Sounds good.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Actually, nope. I need to start this debate. 3, 2, 1. Mute your mics. Oh, welcome back.
Hi.
How are you all doing? How did we do?
Good. I think good.
Nice. Yes. Fantasy and Fiction has completed the Eye of the World.
Yay!
Yay.
Let's see. Allie says, now I want to crochet. Maybe I'll start something new. I have a few things started that I already have no idea if I'm going to finish. Or I really have no idea if I'm going to finish. Yep, I feel that.
That's crafting life.
I'm going to finish them eventually, but I want to add more to my genre blanket, and I don't want to get behind. Brittany joined us. Hello, Brittany. Welcome. And we have Sarah back. So, yay. Got a small fire going while I work. I like it. Let's see.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool. Update on When We Were Dragons. So When Women Were Dragons is based on the idea that every so often women just spontaneously turn into dragons. I've heard that part. They just confirmed that trans women become dragons too, and I'm so into it. I love that.
Great.
That's nice. Nice. Okay, so let me see where I was and how far I've gotten. Shit was going down. We just had it like I stopped in the middle of a demon attack last night.
Oh.
So, let's see, where are we? There we go. The boys are up to no good as usual. It's really, really funny that like there's a certain thing that happens at the end of Clockwork Princess. And like people comment on the fact that like they feel that the Last Hour series takes away the seriousness of that thing that happened. And I'm like, or maybe that thing was not as serious as our characters thought it was, because like it's such a very teenage thing to be like, oh my god, this is gonna happen, nothing's ever gonna be the same, it'll be the end of the world. And then now they're 30 and they're like, yeah, well, it wasn't that big a deal.
It wasn't that serious.
It was not as world ending as they thought it was going to be, which is I find that funny.
The problem wasn't this big. It was more like this big.
More not that it wasn't this big, but it wasn't as final as it felt to them in that moment. And I feel like that's a very human thing, but it's also a very teenage thing to take something that like clearly does have a workaround, but not see that. I was like, that is actually, I feel like, accurate to humanity and in general. So anyways, did I already ask how we did? I can't remember. It's a Saturday and my brain doesn't have to work.
Good. More chapters read. More rows done.
How far into the book are you?
I think I'm in the middle of chapter 3.
Yeah. Oh, so this is like a brand new. That's right, because you started it last night when we were on Brianna's sprints.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in the middle of chapter 3, which is about 100 pages in. They're just pretty long chapters.
I'm sorry, 100 pages in and you're only on chapter 3?
Yeah.
Wowzers.
Yeah, so they're pretty long.
That is some Cassandra Clare level shit. It really is true. Brittany says all problems to teenagers feel like the end of the world. It really is true that like when you are a teenager, a lot of stuff feels a lot more final than it actually is.
Like, so, this is going to ruin my life.
Yeah. And then it's going to be like, oh, I survived that. Like, and then some of us carry that anxiety into our adult years and continually build things up to be more than they in fact actually are.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I'm a totally normal person.
Sure, Margaret. You keep telling us that.
I just realized I forgot to do something I was going to do, but now we're not going to do it. So, anyway, I was going to make the blanket kind of ribbed, but now we're not going to. that seems like too much work to undo all of that and redo it again. So,
Yeah.
okay. Does anybody else in the chat have anything like any progress updates they want to give us? Because we're going to be wrapping up here in a minute. So, while we are waiting for final thoughts, do y'all have anything you want to plug on your channels?
I still have a shit ton of Vlogmas videos.
Yeah,
Just,
that are going to be
they're
going
all
up?
general. There's no like holiday themed content. So just go over there, watch
Like,
to your heart's content.
It's all bookish. Vlogmas is
Yeah.
just the marketing tactic.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have like 4 or 5 12 Days of Margaret videos that I still need to get out. So I'll get those out at some point. But I had to stop because my brother was here, and then I had to stop because I had to get stuff for the Eras Reading Challenge
Yeah.
set up.
So
So-
just more Days of Margaret in between.
Yeah, it's fine. It is fine.
All
I-
my go ahead.
No, I said I was not anticipating some of the issues that I ended up having.
Mhm. Yeah. All my end of year and beginning year content is up on my channel. And I think I'm 5 people away from 400 subscribers. So if you want to
Yes,
check
you're at
anything out over there.
395, or you were.
Yeah.
I went to get your link.
Yeah. Very close. So check that
So-
out.
Yes,
And
and they are
subscribe.
both Julie and Thor are linked below in my description. I actually did my job this time. Listen, I'm a mess, but sometimes I do get my shit together long enough to actually have things ready at the correct time. So,
That's true.
anyways, every
always
now
fun.
and then I surprise.
We're trying our best. It's literally the first week of the
We are, and my goal is like I'm gonna get the 12 Days of Margaret stuff out, and then I am going to be like, okay, everything starts out new slate. I am going to just go forward with this and like take my time with stuff. So, anyways,
what you can do.
thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate having the company. It wouldn't be nearly as interesting if it was just me talking to myself. And I'll be back again next Saturday. It may be with these people, it may not. Who knows? It'll be a surprise.
I'm always down for sprints, honestly.
Oh, I know. You and Cal, as long as I'm not doing it during dog training, Cal's just like, yeah, just send me the link, I'll show up.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
all right. It is. I will see y'all later. Thank you so much for watching. And I mixed that up, but wordy nerdy things. Bye.
Wordy nerdy things.